Okay, Matthias and I are going to be doing some experiments with this pantograph and seeing how we can use it to do some inlays for a guitar. So normally when I'm doing an inlay, I start off with, in this case, the letter P, in mother of pearl, and I would trace it onto the fretboard or whatever it is I'd be inlaying it to. So I'd start off and do a really sharp pencil, and I just trace the outline of the inlay very carefully with the sharp pencil. And the trick to this is to not let it move while you're doing it. Keep it all in place. The shell's pretty strong though. It gets harder on the thumb than on the holding the shell in place than anything else. So yeah, I can really see an advantage of that already. The way the oak there was grabbing at the drill bit, or the router bit, it would have been much tougher to hold steady doing it freehand like I normally do. The grabbing of the wood really would have pulled me off course, but with this 3-to-1 advantage, it really made a big difference in being able to hold it steady. But otherwise, it looks like it's almost ready to drop in. I still didn't get far enough into that point at the bottom of the P. This point right here. Yeah, just looking at this here, like looking at the middle part of the P, I have a feeling the gaps here are because of the fact that the pencil we used to do the outline had an angle to it just at the point of the lead there. I think that pushed the lead out a little bit, so I couldn't get right against the shell when I was doing the outline for the center of the P. Here, I think it might have been a piece of wood, a piece of the oak just chipped off. Also, I just might have to refine the way that I do the outline of the letter or the inlay. Try and find a better method for getting a nice crisp outline that's really close to the shell. But I think this definitely has some potential. I tried another one, mahogany, just to see the difference between it and oak, so I've cut another pocket for the letter P, and we'll see how it goes in there. And fits, oh, quite snugly. That looks pretty good. There we go. Not bad. So for our next experiment, I've taken the P and I've blown it up 3 times in size, so that's like 3 on top of each other here. I made that 3 times printout by photographing the letter P along with a ruler, and now in my BigPrint program, in order to get the scale right, I'm going to mark a distance that is 5 centimeters on that ruler, and I'm going to tell BigPrint that that distance is actually 15 centimeters, which means it will make it 3 times bigger. And now let's select the area around the P and crop that. And now I'm ready to print. So with the 3-to-1 reduction, if we trace around that just by eye, we should be able to get a cavity that's very accurate to go in here. So I'm going to try cutting this one, and once again I have to set the depth for where I've mounted this. And this piece of wood is 3 times as thick as the shell. So I just make sure that when the follower is on top of this, that the bit touches the wood. And then when I drop it onto the paper, I'll be at exactly the right depth for that piece of shell. I'm just very carefully following the edge on the printout. A little bit of blind faith that this will actually work, and that I haven't broken the bit yet. So let's see how that goes in. There we go. So I went a little bit outside here and here because I did a bit not fine enough, and I guess I had some chip out here and I maybe missed here. But satisfactory.
I have to say I like this method a lot. Working with this letter, this image of the letter that's blown up 3 times size, it gives you the feeling that there's a lot of room and that you can move around a lot and you're not always poised to go outside the line at any given moment. So yeah, this is very comfortable. I like this a lot.
So this one that Pat has done is the closest one yet. We have a little bit of chip out right here, and I think he went outside there, but super precise, and there's no filler in here at all.